Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is my second lecture online. I delivered my first lecture almost a month ago. As I appeared on camera, I was little bit psychologically scared and spoke a word amiss. I claimed that I was imperfectly right rather than precisely wrong. Though I made mistake was very little mistake. Today I am cautiously optimistic regarding that I shall make very little mistake in my second lecture. This is the time of COVID-19. COVID-19 has engulfed the entire world. It has paralyzed normal day's activities. COVID-19 has paralyzed almost the entire world. We are tired of restriction measure. We are tired of lockdown restriction. We are tired of quarantine and self-quarantine. We are tired of wearing face masks. We must be cautious while walking along the street, and when we talk to other people, we must be cautious. We must maintain social distancing guidelines. However, this is the time we're passing in this crisis. And this is camera before me. Though I am unable to see, you can watch me online on this camera, and you can listen to what I say. My first lecture was literature oriented. I delivered my speech on Nelson Mandela and his success story. In the last class, I tell you that I would read the text in the next class. And today, though I am not so prepared, I have not so good preparation to deliver my speech before you. I am requested by someone so I am told by my authority to deliver my speech today before camera. I delivered my first speech on Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was or is an advocate of racial equality. Despite suffering lengthy jail sentence, despite being harassed and abused by the white minority rule, he never lost his fighting spirit. He continued his fighting for the sake of his black community people, and he eventually came out successfully. As a liberation struggle icon, he took the challenge to bring down apartheid. The challenge was too formidable for anyone to take, but he took the challenge and came out successfully. He is a symbolic resistance to all sorts of political repression. Though I am delivering my speech, I am still unable to tell you what is written in the text. So we need to read the text. carefully read the text in order to know what Nelson Mandela says, because the passage is laden with Nelson Mandela's direct speech. We should then read the text in order to know what Mandela has said and what is written in the passage. Let's then read the text. The students who are attending my class should open your text and read with me. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackle of apartheid to a multiracial democracy as an icon of peace and reconciliation, who came to embody his struggle for justice around the world. Imprisoned for nearly 3 decades, Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for his people's emancipation. He was determined to bring down apartheid while avoiding a civil war. His prestige and charisma helped him win the support of the world. I hate race discrimination in all its manifestations. I have fought it all during my life. I will fight it now and will do so until the end of my death. Nelson Mandela has said in his acceptance speech on becoming South Africa's first black president in 1994, the time for healing of the wound has come. The moment to bridge the chasm that divides us has come. At last, we have achieved our political emancipation. In 1993, Nelson Mandela was awarded Nobel Peace Prize, an honor he shared with F.W. de Klerk, the white South African leader who freed him from prison 3 years earlier and negotiated the end of the apartheid. Mandela went on to play a prominent role on the world stage as an advocate of human dignity in the faces from political repression to AIDS. Nelson Mandela formally left his public life in 2004, just before his 86th birthday, telling his adoring country people, "Don't call me, I will call you." But he remained one of the most revered public figures, combining celebrity sparkle with an unwavering message of freedom, respect, and human rights. He is at the epicenter of our time. Awards in South Africa, yours, wherever you are. Nadine Gordimer, the South African writer and Nobel laureate for literature, once remarked, "The years Mandela spent behind bars made him the world's most celebrated political prisoner, the leader of a mythic stature for millions of South African black people and other oppressed people far beyond his country's border. Charged with capital offences. In the Rivonia trial, in the 1993 Rivonia trial, his statement from the dock was his political testimony. During my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to the struggle of African people. I have fought against white domination. I have fought against black domination. I cherish the idea of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunity, he told the court. This is the idea for which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, I am prepared. It is the ideal for which I am prepared to die. This is the text. I have read the text before you. You can read the text. I have already memorized the text, so I have already read the text. You can read the text and try to find my mistake, as I have read the text from my memory. So now I would like to tell you about the vocabularies. Vocabulary is very much important because the information hidden in vocabulary. You must get familiar with all the vocabularies of the text in order to have a clear understanding, a clear comprehension of the passage. If you need to know the passage, you must go through the text in order to understand what Nelson Mandela says, what he did, and what struggle enabled him to earn lasting respect, and what struggle earned him the support of the world, especially his resilience in facing challenges is a marvel to us. His amazing resilience deserves support of the world people, respect and support of the world people. This is noon time. It's very hot atmosphere in the room. We cannot stay here for a long time, so I have to shorten my space. Though I'm told by my authority to take a class, but this room temperature is growing rather acrimonious. I'm not able to stay here for a long time, so I need to say something very quickly in order to make you understand how Nelson Mandela did and what achievement has earned him lasting respect. So, the entire process is read by me, but first half of the process, is selected or is chosen according to how a question is made. So let's then talk about the first half of the process. Then extensive use of vocabulary in the entire process. The first part of the process encompasses rare and exclusive vocabulary. And we must get familiar with all the vocabularies in order to understand precisely the meaning of the process, in order to understand precisely what Mandela says and what Mandela did. Then, let's then start again from the first sentence. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa. Guided means direct to South African people to some direction. He was deliberately taking people to some direction. He established multiracial democracy by bringing down the rule of white minority people. He apartheid, Mandela guided South Africa from the shackle of apartheid to a multiracial democracy. This shackle here, shackle is saying or some restriction. Black people were subjected to some sort of restriction. Black people were subjected to psychological torture, to psychological abuse, to physical torture, to physical abuse. That black people living in such a situation, in such a miserable situation. But Mandela could brought change by his effort and established multiracial democracy. Multiracial democracy means democracy for all people, for all ethnic minorities, for all sorts of races, people of many races. People of many races can live together in a place in harmony and peace. This is multiracial democracy. He established the multiracial democracy as an icon of peace and reconciliation. As an icon of peace, he is a symbol of peace. I have already told you about the symbol of peace. He is a symbolic resistance to all sorts of political repression. He is a symbol of peace and reconciliation. He brought reconciliation among the two warring, among the two conflicting groups, among the two groups who were engaged in conflict. And black and white people could enjoy equal right and equal pay. They enjoyed that freedom of space. The black people here got the right of politics, and this democracy he established by removing apartheid from power. As an icon of peace, I told you icon means symbol. Symbol of peace. Reconciliation means reunion. Reunion after an estrangement or restore friendly relationship after an estrangement. He could successfully do that. His struggle is a symbolic struggle for all oppressed people around the world. Imprisoned for nearly 3 decades. Imprisonment means jailed. Imprisoned for nearly 3 decades for his fight against white minority rule. He never lost his resolve to liberate his black people from the chain of apartheid. He liberate means he never lost his resolve. He never lost his fighting spirit for the sake of for the emancipation of black community people. His charisma, I've already told you about his charisma and prestige, his amazing resilience in challenge, his fighting for the sake of black community people. I told you, deserve the respect of all people. His charisma and courage and prestige help him win the support of the world. Charisma, courage, and prestige help him win the support of the world. Charisma means some extraordinary quality to attract human being. Some extraordinary quality to create an appeal. He could do that as a man of great heart. He could face the challenge as a man of great heart, as a man of spirit. He could successfully bring down apartheid and establish multiracial democracy. And in the next phrase, we can notice his direct speech. I hate race discrimination. I hate race discrimination. He hates race discrimination, racial differences, and in all its manifestations. In all its manifestations, I have done it all during my lifetime, and I will do it now, or I shall do it now. He says that I have fought it all during my life, and I shall fight it now, and will do so until the end of my death. This is the quotation of Nelson Mandela direct speech. Is quoted here, and I have read this quotation. This quotation is very carefully worded quotation, very carefully phrased quotation. I have read from the textbook, and then he says, this is the time. This is the time. The time for healing down of the own has come. He says, the time for healing of the own has come. The moment to bridge the chasm that divides us has come. He says, while in his acceptance speech on becoming South African black president in 2000, first black president in 2004. The cohesion means we need to cohesion the difference, gap or difference of interest and attitude of two different community people, of two different group of people. The interest and attitude, difference of interest and attitude, this is the appropriate meaning of cohesion here in this passage. We have at last achieved our political emancipation, he says. He has at last achieved their political emancipation. Political emancipation means political liberation. All men have right of politics. This is political liberation, political emancipation. In 1993, Mandela awarded Nobel Peace Prize, an honor he shared with G.W. Clark, F.W.D. Clark, the white South African leader who freed him from prison 3 years earlier and negotiated with the apartheid. Negotiation means discussion. Apartheid, former South African political system, apartheid. Mandela went on to play a prominent role. Prominent means important role. On the world stage as an advocate of human dignity, in the faces of challenges from political repression to AIDS. Dignity means respect, honor. This is dignity. I mean, he left in 2004, perhaps in 2004, he left his public life just before his 86th birthday, telling his adoring country people, adoring means praising, telling his adoring country people, don't call me, I will call you. But he remains one of the most almost revered public figure. Revered means honored. Honored public figure. A sparkle, combining celebrity sparkle with an unwavering message of freedom. Combine unwavering masses, unchanging masses. Unwavering means unchanging message of freedom, respect, and human rights. I mean, I have selected according to how a question is made. And this first half part of the process, I have already told you, has rich vocabularies, rare and exclusive vocabularies. That should be learned very carefully. That should be, carefully studied in order to have a clear understanding of the passage, in order to have a deep understanding of the passage. We need to go through the passage several times in order to have a fresh, clear understanding. Though here this passage is written on Nelson Mandela, we have not clear and the realistic picture, realistic image of the suffering of the other black people who have been his supporter in his lifetime, in his time of struggle. We don't know much about the majority, but we can imagine Nelson Mandela had to suffer jail sentence for 27 years. So other people must have suffered similar miserable condition or similar similar punishment. Though this is a passage, as I have read out the passage in order to make you know about how to pronounce a sentence, how to mean a sentence. Though I have spoken very little Bengali language, actually I have not spoken any Bengali before, but you have to mean each and every sentence mean every in Bengali by consulting with a dictionary and try to understand very clearly the first half of the passage. Because the first half of the passage is carefully chosen, is deliberately chosen by me because this first half of the passage is chosen for question. And I need to say about your deep attention to my lecture. Though I am oh yes, sadly we have run out of time. Again, I have to start my lecture because I am Abu Bakr Siddiq of Ulipur Mahila College. Though I am a little bit ill today, I have delivered my lecture. There might be some sort of mistake. Though I told you in the past appearance on camera that I made some mistake in my previous class, in my first class. This class also taken by me in a serious atmosphere of the room, because room temperature is very hot. There is no electricity here, no power here, so we are boiling here. Actually, we are boiling here, but I have to continue my speech in order to make you understand about what the passage says. So then we should read the passage carefully at home in order to make a better understanding of the passage. And we can, if we work hard to know exactly the appropriate meaning of the passage, we can know the passage, so we can learn every and each sentence very clearly. So this is I have told you that we have sadly run out of time. We should stop here. Thank you very much.